In the last couple of minutes we have, Michael Clare was here a few months ago. He's the defense correspondent for The Nation, and he's written the book Blood and Oil, which was turned into a movie, and a very interesting guy to talk to. And when we were talking about alternative energy and specific alternative energies and renewable sources of energy, he was very, very big on right away, if we start, I don't know, using half electric cars or something like that, right away we're going to see the benefit. And my question to him as kind of an umbrella question was, if we go to electric cars, they need to be charged, and where's the electricity coming from? It may very well be coming from coal or non-renewable resources. And he said, I don't care about that because those will run out, and we'll have no choice but to eventually go all the way up the chain to renewable. But I hear you saying that you think there will be a change before they actually run out, that we didn't stop using stones because we ran out of stones. There were new technologies. How can we, what would be your reaction to that? Is it that likely that we'll be off oil before we're out of it because there will be new technology? Or is it more likely that there just won't be any oil left and we'll have no choice?
Well, the thing is, we're not going to ever just run out of oil. We're going to run out of it slowly. So we're going to have 3% less per year, probably starting in a couple of years. And we'll have to manage that downslope. And my hope is that we don't go to war over it and we find more clever ways. If we find the clever ways, and if we're smart about it, we absolutely can start making the transition over to renewables. The mistake would be in thinking that we can seamlessly just go over to renewables and there's all the energy we need sitting there. It's not that easy. We're going to have to reconfigure and refashion a lot of things. Where we live, where we work, where products come from, how close we live to food, all of that stuff is going to be part of that transition. So I'm a huge fan of it, but we have to get serious about it. And I was just talking with somebody who's spearheading a project to give us a smart grid in this country that's going to really upgrade our electrical lines and give us these special utility meters that will allow us to really partition the energy we've got much more creative. They're getting nowhere on it. It's really hard. It's going to take $40 billion. Senators can't agree. And by the way, $40 billion is about a tenth of what the Treasury just signed off on an unlimited cap to Fannie and Freddie.
And when you say smart grid, you mean an electrical grid that will actually distribute electricity kind of on a dynamic level as needed and as produced, as opposed to what? What is there now? What's a dumb grid, so to speak?
A dumb grid just basically says, we think we need 30 gigawatts in this quadrant roughly between these hours, and so we flip on these giant plants and we pump all that electricity in there, whether it's actually needed or not. A dynamic system looks at all the individual loads and is finding out what's needed at different point sources, sending all that information back.
In real time.
In real time. And it's also giving feedback to the consumer saying, hey, you could turn your AC on right now, but this is the most expensive electricity you can buy, maybe if you waited a little while. So it provides both a push and a pull that's helping to distribute the load so we don't need to build that next new plant. We can possibly get away with the ones we've got or maybe even decommission a few at this point.
Politically, where do you come down? Were you an Obama or McCain guy?
At my site, I don't take any partisan stance whatsoever because I think my message has to reach everybody, and I'd hate to slam any doors by saying where I fall on the political spectrum. I also don't release my religious views, all kinds of things, and it's because this story is too important.
But you do vote.
Boxed.
You did vote for someone.
Absolutely.
And are you happy with how Barack Obama is handling some of these issues of energy and the economy?
I'm happy on some. I'm very displeased on others. On the economy, I'm going to have to give him a D-. I couldn't detect any daylight between administrations. It really looked to me like the people who were calling the shots on this whole bailout, the stimulus, really, because there was no change between administrations, I got a very discomforting view about who's really calling the shots down there. And I don't think it was the administrations at this point.
We've been speaking with Chris Martenson. The website, chrismartenson.com, is Martenson. Thank you so much for coming in today.
David, my pleasure.
We'll take a break and we'll be back with more. And you will not want to miss who is not going to be running for re-election in Connecticut in 2010.